Welcome back to the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters, y'all. Nick Jonas, Amber Heard, Travis Scott, Selena Gomez, Matthew McConaughey, Selena, rest in peace, Woody Harrelson, Rachel Starr, and Patrick Swayze. What do they all have in common, Maniac?
Actor and actresses?
Yes, and they're from Texas. Patrick Swayze, rest in peace as well.
Yeah, that was a Roadhouse, right?
Yeah.
That was a good film.
It was, yeah, it was a classic. And Ghost.
Ghost with the whole scene.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a wild movie.
Speaking of ghosting, somebody's about to get ghosted here in their one chance at a semi-final berth. That's right, we do have ENCE taking on that of Furia right now, and Furia has already caused a ruckus down here in Texas, so they might as well keep it up. I do have Maniac and Sponge with me to kind of walk you right into this best-of-3, one that will determine who goes on to the quarterfinals if you lose, or semifinals if you win.
Shaking it up, aren't they? I think in that game yesterday, the way that they approach Counter-Strike, the fact that I've seen them, obviously, the start of this year, we had the minors, we had that whole situation going on, their tactical depth, but the big thing to note is they knocked Fnatic, a team who were in the grand final of IEM Sydney, down to the lower bracket, who then went on today to lose to Renegades. So from that loss to Furia, they've found themselves swiftly out of the tournament here.
Yeah, they have. And Fnatic, you're right. I mean, down in Sydney, they were there in the grand finals. They were making it tough. But here, well, here's been a little bit of a different story. In fact, such a different story that they're already at home.
Yeah, that was absolutely impressive from Furia. I mean, I was sleeping on them a little bit. Not this time anymore.
I told you about
They surprised me. Yeah, you told me. I know. I don't know why. I don't know what I was thinking, but I don't think Fnatic expected that either.
Listen, you guys don't rack your brains too much, okay? We're going to bring this back down. We're going to start talking about the things that are really pertinent. We're talking about maps. This is a best-of-3.
Bans are easy.
All right, what do you got?
The Vertigo for ENCE will be gone and Dust for Furia.
Right.
That's the easy
We
part.
know that.
This is where it gets a little bit trickier,
Show
right?
it. There you go.
So this is where we were just having a bit of a talk before. I thought that Furia maybe would take it towards Overpass or Nuke. You were saying potentially Inferno as well.
Yeah, I was saying Inferno is a possibility. The thing about Nuke is I think the stats are a little bit skewed.
Okay.
They have 16 wins in a row. Yes, they were against Fnatic, but you have to consider who they play against.
Level of opponent.
Exactly, a regular basis. That is not really a 16th in a row against Astralis, Liquid, Navi, and all that, you know? So I don't know if Furia feels Nuke against ENCE. ENCE can play the map, definitely. Whereas Inferno, I feel like ENCE have shown weaknesses.
More of a pressure point, you reckon?
Yes.
And then for ENCE, it has to be a Train pick, right?
Yeah, I think Train makes sense because, you know, you can pick Train when you have such a good T-side.
Feels like their home map now, right? Okay, so Overpass and Train coming through. Two very AWP-heavy maps, right? So this is where Art needs to keep that explosive nature up that we've been able to see, and then Alu comes into play there. So now if you get the second phase of bans, if you're ENCE, you might even get rid of Inferno now, right?
I mean,
which
you
means
have to.
ending maybe on Mirage?
I guess ENCE would be happy. No, exactly.
Okay,
I would have said
Nuke.
ENCE would be happy to see Mirage, not Nuke. Yeah. Okay, I think if you're ENCE, you're pretty happy with the way everything went down. I mean, Nuke as a third map, that's a map they definitely can play. Furia as well, you know, maybe 17th inch in the belt, but ENCE are in good position.
Yeah, that they are. In fact, we are ready to get into this matchup. But first, we did take a chance to hear from these guys.
We are going confident into the next match to decide are we going to the semifinals or quarterfinals. We are confident on winning it.
They were aware Shox last time was a pretty violent lurker. Almanek is going to lead the way, but Alu's got his teammates from behind. He's found a timing, and now he knows they're going to look at the window. Another one for Alu. As he comes in, and one more time, G2 is shut down.
I don't think it will be easy to win this tournament. We have to play our own A game to win this tournament, but I'm confident that we can do it.
Otherwise, now they're back in towards the bomb site. Amanek here, getting one good headshot, can't get the follow-up. Sergey with a double instead. Well, try and succeed. Down at the low ground, Sergey. Third headshot of the round for him. See how much more he's got in him. One more in there. It's going to be the quad kill for him, and now Alu's taking a fight.
So I think we're preparing really good against ENCE. We kind of know how their style is like, but we know too that they're a really strong team, and I think we are just bring our 100% to the game and try to surprise the guys.
Giving up potential, which means Abel knows to look there. Even counters off exists coming out from control. Art comes back in, he finds both of the others.
We're just having fun. We're just no pressure. Let's do our game and be happy.
Fnatic could be in trouble with a 2-0. Here's R once again. Look at the play coming through. Arts
Good shot to exist. Turns it around. Roland was...
It's time to raise the Finnish flag in the US soil.
I can say the Furia is coming, and we're gonna surprise them.
All right, Natu, you might want to get your boy after that one. I don't think we're going to be planting any Finnish flags around here anytime soon.
What script did they have him reading off there to get him to say that?
I don't know. He
Put these words in this order. That's what we want you to say.
Yeah, it's basically how it felt. Furia, on the other hand, a very logical, very calm approach to everything that's going on. I already surprised everybody by a long shot.
Yeah, which is weird. The fact that they're so calm in interview and so crazy on the server, right? That duality is pretty impressive. The way they were playing yesterday, absolutely reckless. And I thought that it was interesting. Not only do they know how to chain rounds together, so be aggressive on one side of the map and then the other, but they also know how to sit back and relax and take their time in clutches. And usually, I would say young teams have either one of the two. They either know how to play aggressive or they play passively. And I think Furia, for a rookie team, I still qualify them as rookie at the moment. They can do both, and that's really impressive.
You know, I said this yesterday, but it just goes to a testament, right? Furia have this player. Now, not CORSAIR, we're talking about Uriel.
Sure.
This guy is the guy that we should be watching out for. CORSAIR, yes, a very talented individual, but I've had pro players tell me that this is the guy. This is the guy with the goods.
Yeah, I think that the level of individuals on this team is actually quite deep, right? The fact we've heard about multiple names, and now this is a new one that's cropping on up. It's fantastic to see. You have the individuals, and then you have as well, on top of that, a lot of layers in their strategies and their approach to the game. In my books, they've already exceeded expectations that they probably should have set for themselves to make it to the playoffs. That's where they've made it, so that's great. They're where they need to be. But now they're battling for a spot in the semi-finals, and I think if there's going to be one team that can put that explosive CT aggressive play style to bed in a tournament like this, it'll probably be ENCE.
Yes, speaking of ENCE, let's take a look into that lineup. As if they need an introduction, making a headline there at the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice Major. This is ENCE Esports, the Finnish esports organization from Finland known as ENCE.
Yeah, listen, so far so good for ENCE. I think it's crazy. A few months ago we were talking about them as a potential blip on the radar, flash in the pan, and now they're here. They're a top team. That's it. They are a top team. No one can say anything about it. So much skill and depth on that roster. Just to say, Alu at the moment, best rated player, best entry fragger. He's dominating every area of the server, and he has so many good teammates next to him.
Yeah, I think when you look at this team now and how they've established themselves, you can almost look at not a carbon copy, but a copy of approach to the game between ENCE and Furia. ENCE, when they started their project, they were only led by Alu, the only veteran of the team. It was a bunch of youngsters, at least in terms of their Counter-Strike experience, coming up through the ranks, baby step, baby step, baby step, and then boom. All of that preparation, that practice, it came through in the major, and they made their mark, and now they're staying there. They've obviously beaten Astralis. You don't have to think that long ago. In Madrid, that's a massive victory to help legitimize them as the top team in the world. And you look at Furia, they've done the same thing. They've stuck together. They've weathered the buyout. They've taken those baby steps. They have the good fundamentals. They have a good understanding of the strategy. They've all bought into the project. I think their coach is a massive part of this as well. And you could look at them and go, you can see a lot of similarities between Furia and ENCE in the way that they approach the game.
And it's not even just as I was saying about Brazilian fans and Finnish fans going at it in terms of, you know, this matchup. These two teams are very passionate. Chad's making a very good point here as to them all being bought into the project and all very much being on the same page and understanding that, like, hey, this is going to be a long haul. Now these players are seeing the fruits of their labor.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, honestly. I think teams like that have slowly but surely shifted the focus on Counter-Strike. If you roll back the month, or even years, I would say that at some point we would consider 5 best player in the world in the team, and this is going to be the best team in the world.
Yeah.
Now it's actually the best team, the best mechanicals, the best routines.
Yep, the best fundamentals. And I'm going to give you 2 players out of the 10 in the server right now. Brought to you by X-Men Dark Phoenix. It's going to be our head-to-head here of Alexi B and Art. Guys, why are we looking at these two?
Yeah, well, I think they have a lot in common, actually. 2 players that can frag heavily and are able to make the difference. Obviously, Art on the AWP, Alexi B is a rifle. But the reason why we picked these 2 players is because we expect that game to be a tactical fight. It's going to be a chess game. Both teams have actually, as Chad said, multiple layers to their play style, able to play very aggressively or passively. And I want to know what are the limits of Furia going up against a team like ENCE.
And I want to know what you think in Twitch chat. I think this is going to be one of the battle for the ages amongst all of you back at home, typing there, sitting there in your underwear, hashtag ENCE or hashtag Furia. Which way is this going to go? I see just how much of a support group they have throughout the Twitch chat. There's a lot of folks in there spamming, letting them know exactly how they feel about things, and this is your opportunity to spam that chat.
Probably a better time zone right now for the Brazilians as opposed to the Europeans who are probably tucked up in bed.
But have you seen ENCE fans? There's some diehard people.
They're pretty wild, and
they don't sleep. They party.
They send me dumb tweets as well, so there's that problem that they got going for themselves. But in this matchup, they've got a lot of good things going for themselves. I think they're the one team who aren't going to be rattled by aggression. I feel like they're going to be able to stop the pushes coming in from that of the old mates Furia.
Chad, where would you put your money if you had to, or if you were allowed to?
I would be siding on the side of ENCE here, and the reason I think that is that fact I was just stating, that the aggression, they're not going to, fall into that trap. They're not going to be like a Fnatic who's like, well, we'll go toe-to-toe with Jules. They were like, you want to go for that part of the map? That's fine. We'll take over here, right? And we'll make you really work for it. So I even think this is going to be a 2-0 in favor of ENCE. I'm really backing them in this one.
Yeah, I have to agree with Chad. I'm sorry for the Brazilian fans out there. I just think out of these two teams, ENCE is probably able to come back from the deficit. And even if they have a rough start, I believe they have the ability to find out solutions, stay focused and calm, and keep playing as a good individual as a team. I haven't seen that from Furia yet. So I have to side for ENCE at the moment.
Yeah, and guys, if you are from Brazil, you are more than free to hate these two right here. That's kind of on them. That's kind of their problem. It is the logical choice in this situation. But I'm going to have to side with Furia. Shout out Natu.
Okay.
Love you big time.
Well, he's taking that jersey back.
Yeah, I can already tell that it's going to be asked back from me. Either way, it's time to go ahead and get into this game. It's time to kick off Overpass, the first map of this series. And to do that, we're going to bring in our commentators who are new. And by new, I mean ready to get the day started. They just won the commentator challenge, and now they find themselves...
What does that mean?
I don't know, guys. Take it away.
Just signed up, did a community challenge. Is that
exactly?
Yeah.
What prize winners. This is it. We
This
had to
is
cast the
not
upper
bad.
bracket of Group B. Here we go.
This is luxury.
I actually have Furia winning this.
Do you really?
I feel like Overpass has looked so weak for ENCE, especially beyond the summit. It looked like one of their weakest maps right now. At Furia, they beat NRG 16-7 on Overpass. It's a map they've got real high win percentage on. I've got them winning 2-1. I feel like Train is going to be ENCE, but Nuke, I love what Furia presenting yesterday. I feel like 2-1 is the way to go.
I do love what they're presenting. I seem to think that ENCE will be a little bit more swift in dealing with it. Certainly not as reliant on the ramp per se. And also, their CT side wasn't as convincing. They didn't close out the game that quickly, so I'm not sure what happens. Remember, ENCE is now the Kingslayer, if you will, by taking down Astralis on the map. So that's going to be a bloodbath if we get there. Exciting nonetheless. I don't know that I do just have Furia that dead set. I think it's possible. I think on paper it is. It's a bigger ask than you think when you're going against a team that's been so as impressive, I should say, as ENCE.
If ENCE can get their act together on Overpass, they can definitely 2-0 this. That's the big question mark for me. With it looking so rough, maybe they've really put some homework into it the last few days. We will see. If they can pick it up, I feel like Train's a lock-in for them. So 2-0 is on the cards, but their Overpass has to be strong here. They'll be starting on the CT side, considering this is the pick of Furia. And it looks like we'll be getting underway momentarily. All 10 players are on the server. If you have not watched Furia yet, they have a very unique, innovative play style. They actually focus heavily on the Krieg on the T side. You won't see many AKs from these guys, which is fascinating to watch. It's really interesting to see how powerful they can be with that weapon. Maybe it's a sign of things to come in CSGO in general, I'm not sure. But either way, they've turned a lot of heads at this tournament. And it looks like we are ready to go live. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this game will go through to the semi-finals. Loser still in the tournament, they'll be down to the quarters, which is still absolutely fine. You're still in the playoffs, but everyone wants that easy step towards the semis. We'll look at the buys as they come through. We have got a technical purchase from Furia here. 2 smokes, Molotovs, flashbangs, no upgraded pistols, and just to note there's no kits available on the CT sides.
Sergey's going to get aggressive, and if there's no kits, obviously they don't want to allow a plant, so the more aggressive they get, the better off they will be. Or so one would think. They'll back off the bathrooms, rotate it around, and be ready for the attack at long, and rightfully so. 5 players heading in that direction. So 3 on A is not a bad situation for ENCE to find themselves in, but they've got to hit shots. Bait will work for Sergey, but he's running out of ammo. 2 for him in that position is not bad, considering Alu didn't do much other than take the aggro. Couldn't contribute, but now does. Serato goes down. Bombs dropped. They're thwarted. They're held off. No flank rotation to pincer them in, but they do have a second player, as I mentioned, on the A site. Make that doubly so as the rotations have already arrived. They've gotten around to support Alexi B. And Sergey really did his job there, you have to say. To get 2 in that situation was perfect.
That's normally a one-and-done position. Even with the bait there, with the USP at close range, he did very well indeed. CZ will provide the smoke towards long. It's going to be thrown by Alexi B. And it's a 3 versus 2 here. Furia not falling back. They will commit towards long, and it's working out for them. Down to the 2-on-1, however. Make it 1-on-1 very quick. And XCB, he'll be in towards the bathrooms right now. Furia still have the option to go towards B, but the plant, bankside, it's coming in.
This is a big turn. The fact that they've recovered this round so successfully, gotten the bomb down, and Yuri's found 2 kills already. They absolutely can win this. He's got the HP advantage at 90. Alexi B, again, doesn't have a kit. He's got no armor either. They elected to go for utility on him. Now he's going to have to show us if that was the right decision. Shadow shows, Yuri gets the shot. Round stolen back by Furia.
Yeah, he's been the star player of this Furia squad. It's Yuri once again. He will get 3 kills and win out in the 1 versus 1. ENCE were looking so good there. It seemed like they had everything under control. Furia still committing towards that long position, and this is the kill that really changed the tide of battle. You'll see Yuri in the 1 versus 1, planning for bankside, getting himself in another one-and-done position there this time. Only 1 player to kill, so no problem at all. They have got to fend off the force buy of ENCE, however, considering them down to 1 versus 1. They've got a bit of extra cash. Let's see what they can do with their pistols here. Not much at the very start. Alu to go down. That's out with the MAC-10. And now they can just hold up and wait for any more probes. There's actually 2 players towards long, so not out of the woods just yet. Yuri goes around the corner, reloading his CZ. That cost him his life, but Able J picking up the pieces, 4-on-2, and now they can really slow things down. They've got 1 minute 20 and 2 players to find.
Seven back around, going to be in the spawn, but thinking he's going to have free rite of passage. He's gravely mistaken. Vinny with the Krieg. Again, the Krieg. Bit of a trademark now for Furia.
Absolutely. It really is. Massive part of their game. The 1v1 duels is the problem against these guys. Their aim is phenomenal. They're using the Krieg. They've got extended range of the scope. It seems like it's a really powerful choice. And it's going to work out for this round at least. They're going to get the 2-0. It's a full eco for ENCE coming up next. And remember, their overpass on the CT side especially has looked like a bit of a weak link in their map pool right now. There's XCB just trying to see if he can find anything out of this. I think he's just saving the CZ and armor, so he'll get another attempt in the next round. He still get cash on the CT side for saving. Smoke and a flash available to him as well, so a bit of utility there. Might as well keep it. Not going to be able to do anything with this. If anyone comes hunting for him, hopefully he'll upgrade to an AK. We will see. It looks like Furia are just going to let him survive this one, and it's going to be 2-0. No problem at all. 4 players survive for them. They've got 2 rifles to take in the next round, 2 SMGs as well. But actually will certainly be surviving as they exit through T-Sport.
So that gives them the 2-0. And the CTs stuck with pistols again. Team money after buy. Only, well, okay, they're still buying, but 12K, give or take. Looks like we could get a standard conversion of 3-0. You mentioned it as well. Overpass has been underwhelming for ENCE, and CT side start. We'll get an indication immediately in this game of whether or not they're going to have anything to do with it. Peter from HLTV put out an interesting statistic, but also a bit of a narrative for this game. And that Furia got their first win in a best-of-3 at the Major, but then lost the series. Yesterday was their first time, against a top-5 team, excuse me, I should say. Yesterday was the first time they actually won a full best-of-3 against a top-5 team.
That was Fnatic, a 2-0 as well.
And it was convincing the whole way through. A little bit of time to close out Nuke, but if they win this, it's their first big playoff appearance already. They'll go through to the semi-final.
Indeed.
Which is significant. Would certainly jump them up the rankings.
Well, they've got this round in the bag. Bomb planted, 10 players alive. Absolutely no chance of defusing that bomb, but can they steal away some rifles here? MAC-10 might want to go hunting. You don't really want that for the first gun round. If you do have to use it, you gotta pray they don't have helmets. That could be the case as well, but certainly worth trying to hunt and get some cash here. Good grenade, soften some up. It's going to be Sergey. Spots one of them. CORSAIR can sense kills on the other side. Do they want to open the door?
Dorado. Just cleaning up at this point with the SMGs, which is what you want to get the kills with at this point in time. Alu trying to run forward and find some money for his own. Can't do it. CORSAIR gets another one with the MAC-10. So 4 kills on SMGs as we head into the first gun round. There's lots of money. And I would have said bonus potential, but two players going down, rather, I think one player going down, two players already with rifles, excuse me. They've pretty much got okay, not a full bonus, but a little bit of a bonus situation. Can we call it that? Or are we calling this an equal buy with the two Kriegs, the way they've been playing with them?
I would say the fact that they've got those SMGs, they know the money's going to be pretty affected on the ENCE side. You can see Alu with no armor whatsoever. So this is fine. They're going to try and go very quickly towards short, though. Okay, so Arto investigating that area, takes a nade. Arto will be tagged up as well, so a fast push towards B will be slowed right down here, but they still have 5 players on this side of the map. Could go for the full execution, just trying to bait out any grenades they can at this point. They do need to operate quite quickly. They've got about 15 seconds before they have to go. They have no vision towards middle or long, especially that playground position. They have no idea if someone's going to be backstabbing them here. So it's about this point. They need to commit off this.
Molotov for the barrels. No one there. Seven's forward of them. Smoke down as well out in front of Sandbag so they can focus toward Monster Shadow. Three-peek. Trade favoring. And so far, and they'll add to that, switching to the pistol, Aerial with his 3rd kill in the round. Then Alexi B finds Art. Make that 4 for Aerial, excuse me. 3 in that sequence. And they're on the board with their first one.
That's Furia with the B execution there, try to get in quickly. If they managed to steal away a kill, even a trade, they would have really committed to that one. They got nothing at the start and fell back. And as I said, they really had to commit to B. You can't really fall back. You have no idea the CTs are behind you in strong positions. So they went for it. They didn't have their full firepower there. It didn't work out for them. Not a huge deal. And holding strong towards B. But here comes the first real gun round now. We have Orbs on either side. Art, the sniper for Furia, looking to answer back as they go through the connector here. 3 players outside B. Able J, sorry, will be with Vinny, who played amazing yesterday. What a series he had against Fnatic. They'll continue their default here. You can see them getting towards the top of connector. They'll be checking out the bathrooms momentarily. Sergey will be holding that position, gets an advantage from the shadow if they get close. Smoke just to take that vision away. He might want to consider repositioning now.
Alu sitting inside of the site. It's Sergey that's going to be out to try and find them. We just need Chris J now, and we'll have them all.
We'll have the whole family.
Well, Sergey's got position that could certainly be menacing. The fact that they've already gone by it as well, but now with a good shoulder peek by Able J. He's actually revealed, and he has to back off. Unfortunately, they had no control of Long, and he backed into his own death. It'll give Alu some information to work with. Alexi B has to cover the front of the site. Alu has to watch Long. Nade inside the door, and it would have been menacing. Able J's only sitting with 13 HP, but it goes to the other side instead, and Alu, he's forced all the way back inside of the bank.
Yeah, he took so much damage. They're lucky to be alive, but they'll be able, Jay, with the double kill. Flashbang assist coming from Art. Alu will bring 1 back, but 2 versus 1 in the end. Aerial will be dropped. That's a big round from Furia. You can see that CT side of ENCE starting to look a little bit weak once again. It's going to be 4-1. The money's low. They do have a buy if they really wanted to. They've got 3 players hovering around $4,000, except 7 and Aerial, who have 3,000. That's the issue. I think a partial buy is in order. Some Deagles, CZs, some last-second purchases here. It's okay. All the teams like to stack B these days, but doesn't look like anything too special be coming out from the end side. 3 towards B. They have a smoke, 1 flash, and 2 players towards middle. Furia hold up, and that's a great shot from Sergey. Gets the eagle kill, and there's no trade potential. You want to be using the buddy system in these sort of scenarios, and you know they've got those Desert Eagles. That's a rifle for free. 5 versus 4. Can Sergey and his armor do anything with it?
This is an interesting thought I've just had as well. If no one else is going to take the time to learn the Krieg, and they know it, we know it has a very wild spray pattern. Even if they pick one up, it's not going to be as powerful or as well known as an AK in the hands of anyone else.
Yeah, that is a good point. It certainly helps you out. If you give one up, you could give it to a player that's not very comfortable with it, and they would struggle. That's certainly an interesting dynamic.
Well, we'll see if Sergey can prove us wrong. Naturally, if teams start to take the approach of learning it based on Furia doing so, that all goes out the window. But for now, it's a thought. Art tries to get Aerial, but X7 has him back as soon as he does. CORSAIR still toward the barrels, having snuck in through the smoke, and he'll hold off against 2 players, making a 3rd as he finds Alu. Sergey, the only one left to find, and here we go. We'll see if the Krieg means anything to him. He's trying to get the headshot. Deagle instead Yuri gets too close for comfort. It's 5-1.
Well recovered by Furia there. They lost the first pick to the Deagle. A fantastic shot from Sergey towards the connector. And he manages to get at the Krieg, and there's a scrappy exchange towards that B bomb site. But overall, well held. CORSAIR manages to get 3, and that secures the round. 5-1 on their T side. This is their map pick. We get a train next, which I would say is considered to be the best ENCE map right now. Orbs out for Ali once again. It's still very early days here, but not the start ENCE we're looking for. We know they've struggled on this map in the last month or so. Sergey this time trying to change things up, a bit more aggressive towards middle. He holds by the fountain for now. It's Vinny successfully making his way through the connector this time. Alexi B will be defending from the ledge of the connector. Difficult position to get multiple frags here. His teammates behind him. He won't find it. Close range. The Krieg comes out on top. It's those opening picks from Vinny, which have been so spectacular for him. Another opening kill. 5 versus 4. They've got lots of time, and you can see them position themselves back towards that B bomb site with the man advantage, going for the execution. Pretty classic CS. They've got enough smokes and Molotovs to do it, and helping themselves in. There's not even an execution here. Contact play through the monster. They managed to get through. Need to start trading.
Aerial. Oh my goodness, the lineup, the timing, the peak. The bomb dropped, and Vinny has to recover against 3. And might just have their second round. Oh, still in the hands of Alu as well. Vinny does have the bomb, 43 seconds, but half that in health. He's given up on silent but sure. Instead, he's made some noise, just wants to get it over with. And it is. As X7 finds the shot instead, Vinny drops. So they'll sink their teeth into one more at least.
Yeah, solid B hold that time. The lineups keep coming through for ENCE in this B side of the map. Aerial swings around the corner, sees multiple players, gets 3 in total. Well done. Money is still there just about for Furia. They get 3 rifles, 1 MAC-10, Able J down to just a P250. You would expect set-piece mentality here, considering the lack of firepower. Certainly enough there to win a round. It's Vinny once again trying to open things up towards that connector. Able J looking for the aggression towards long. Not going to be any presented this round. ENCE playing a much more passive game than the previous round. 2 players towards B, 2 in middle, 1 in transition. It's going to be Alexi B with the AUG.
Sergey gets a little more aggressive. Wide, but Art gets the shot of the AK instead. Alexi B nading back in the direction from where the kill came, but couldn't catch anyone as they've already retreated. It's actually going to be Monster. Straight play, straight contact with the opener. And oh my god, Aerial. As he stood there that long, fully flashed, wow. They walked by him. No one even looked until afterward. Alexi B gets away with 1. But Aerial stayed alive far too long, you would say. Good shot from Alu.
Yeah, I don't know how he survived for that long, but it's going to be Sergey with the flank, brings it back to a 2 versus 2 here. Able so low, Incendiary thrown in. They need to try and focus on Ali if they can and take him down together. They're both contained towards that water position right now. There's CORSAIR. He'll have to do most of the heavy lifting here. Able J watching towards short. Remember, he's only got the MAC-10 and P250 combo. Really not ideal when you've got 3 HP. Ali goes back towards heaven. Bomb ticking away. They do have a kit, but Sergey with it on his utility belt. He needs to be the one to defuse. If he goes down early, it could be a problem. We won't even get to that part of the conversation. The MAC-10 actually finds the opening kill. CORSAIR takes care of the sniper. It's going to be 6-2 as money becomes an issue once again. Sergey, $2,700. Alexi B, 3.2K. There is a buy there, but it wouldn't be very strong. Alu seems to be feeling it, though. He purchases up the glass cannon orb once again. Orgs, Deagles. Alexi B, nothing purchased this round. He's got USP, no armor, no nades. There it is. Very late buy. MP9 brought out at the end. You can see it's a little bit disjointed. Might want to take a timeout there. And it's another opening pick. Make it 2. These Kriegs have just been spectacular for Furia. Ali will bring 1 back, and he needs to find a couple more to give them a chance here. They are struggling.
Yeah, they might be onto something here. We might have another change in the meta with this weapon. I think pre-major AUG. I think summer 2019 Krieg. Might be pre-major Krieg if teams warm up to it through the next few months. XCB trying to save with Alu. No 2 rounds back-to-back yet for ENCE. And the bonus goes actually back to maximum at this point in time. 3, then 1, 2, then 1, and now this will be 2 again, so it adds up to 5.
And that will help them if they save the AWP and the AUG. If any of these weapons goes down, 3 of them, $0, 3,400 won't really do too much for them. So it's absolutely vital they hold on to the weapons they have right now. Looks like they'll be absolutely fine. It means Alu and Alexi can drop a weapon. There we go. Not sure this is still worth buying into, you know. Maybe a partial buy around them, some pistols. I think that's what they're going for. So Deagle on X7 and Sergey, Aerial with the CZ. They have 2 main weapons here. Alu will really need to be aggressive. It's been the B bomb side that they've been struggling on, but this is what Furia have been so good at. But the fear of God on them on one side of the map to mix things up. Do they want to send Able J in by himself and move back? Doesn't seem to be the case. Nice trade from Vinny though. That's a lovely shot. He's got the Galil in hand, and it's going to be 2 kills once again. This B bomb side's had a lot of attention. 3 versus 1 now, and it's Alexi B in position. Might be able to do something with this, but that had to be a quick kill. Furia and those individual duels, Matt, just look way too strong. They're hitting absolutely everything right now.
Yeah, they are. And this is the impressive thing, because we know how sort of spectacular ENCE has been individually, how good they've been at winning duels this year. Young players, aim stars, really flashy and brilliant in that regard. And now they're being matched and even beaten by Furia. Another team of 5 from one nation that have made a mark this year.
Absolutely.
Both at the same major, although obviously ENCE went a lot further.
Yep.
Furia still got their name on the map at that point in time.
Well, they're certainly turning heads here in Dallas. There is a buy now for ENCE. Max loss bonus. They have the AWP. Alu has armor this time. This time it will be the connectors getting the main focus.
I think that speaks as well to the progress of Furia. I mean, ENCE, you would say, is the most improved team of 2019, but... Oh, Sergey, good lineup to find 2. How close were they already when you consider that Furia was not nearly as skilled at Katowice, and now they're matching, even besting ENCE on map 1. It's quite the improvement.
Mistimed the commitment from the connector, though. The smoke was going down. They would have been fine. They jumped out and gave vision to Sergey to find 2 through the smoke. 5 versus 3. You'd expect ENCE to close this one out, but you never know with these Kriegs. Things can shift very quickly indeed, especially if the shots Furia are capable of hitting. This time it's the AK striking first. Alexi B with the AUG maintains the advantage here, 4 on 2. Surely this is where ENCE can start posting a serious amount of rounds here. They dink K-Serato. He's down to just 5 HP. Surely he'll be taken down. Aerial overcommits and then some. 2 on 2. X7 with the flank. This should be the end of the round. Nice job. Able J with 20 seconds now. Bomb down in no man's land. Getting 1 kill here would be great just to keep the money on a leash for ENCE here. I don't see him even getting a plant though.
Able J at least trying to get a plant, but Ali was waiting the whole time. No room in that garden. Move on to the next round. 3 now at least for ENCE. Again, it comes off 3 in a row, so they still have a 4-round bonus built up if things do go south. They need to start stringing together rounds back to back. They need to get this back to 9-6, 8-7 range if they want to try and hold Furia. I will say Furia's been more impressive on the T side, so there's a chance that their CTs don't close out again. Maybe ENCE can get something going, exploit that. It's not a done deal by any means.
Oh, absolutely not. ENCE need to start finding a few rounds in a row, though. Break the economy of Furia if possible. There's the Krieg again. I can't believe how much work it's putting in. It just looks so clinical, just melts through CTs. Sergey can send a play on the other side of this smoke, and he'll actually get the frag. 3 on 3, round not done just yet. Fast commitment towards long. They feel like the A side's open. I think they might be right. XCB trying to scuttle back and get in position. He'll be at the CT steps in time, but he's only got the FAMAS here. Smokes the bomb site. He cannot contain them. He'll throw a flash and try and show presence. Yuri making his way through the bank. What a great play this is. CT's committing, though. They've pushed through the smokes, trying to be combative here.
Art Pre-scoped, waiting to see if anyone will emerge, and they do. Great reaction, aerial down.
Do they go B now?
He's tagged to 22. If they try to run through those, Sergey's still waiting on the back stairs. They could. They're back there. They haven't committed to the plant. Smoke down. They can sneak through the other door. Sergey's aware of that. He wants to catch them off. He's read this. Alexi's called that they're not planting, that they're not in B, and Yuri down. Now they're trapped. Art is so low on 22. He's holding with an AWP. Bomb dropped. This round stolen, surely. But Art hits the shot. He can still run. He can still get there. And he's actually thinking ahead that either Alexi's going to flank or he's going to rotate around the other direction. Oh, my. He caught him off. It was a smart play. Wasn't the conservative one by any means, but goes the way of ENCE in the end.
After losing those first 2 picks, it looked like ENCE were done for, but it comes right down to the minutiae there. 1 versus 1, Furia trying to get towards B through the CT spawn area. Did not work out for them. You could see ENCE fully aware of it, and that's a big round for them to win. Finally, they've broken the economy of Furia here. It's been absolutely agonizing to get to this point. It's the first eco as we enter round 13 for Furia. And these SMGs can do work now. Perfect weapons to take down unarmored opposition with PT-50s and Glocks. Shouldn't be an issue here at all for Sergey and Co. He'll open things up with 2 kills. Should be on for a 3rd, regardless of running out of ammo. That's not bad. He's on for the ace now, and CORSAIR's one objective is to deny that fact as he falls back and offers himself up towards short. He might be running out of time here. Just looking for any kills he can steal away. Not going to happen. First clean sweep there for ENCE. 4 kills for Sergey. Sure, against the eco, but it certainly boosts your confidence. He's currently sat on 15 frags and 10 deaths. So he's putting out the big numbers, even though it's been a rough half for ENCE. But they can pull us back to 8-7. They can absolutely make a game of this. 5 rifles once more. 4 Kriegs. Able J seems to shy away from the Krieg a little bit more than the others. He will commonly get an AK, but does pick up the Krieg from time to time. UMP still for X7 as they try and keep the money strong for the final round.
Sergey, smoke down. He can't see anything. He knows they're there. He can sense it, but he can't do anything about it. And the nade even bounced the wrong way. It didn't make it through the door to do any damage. Boost from the T side. Jump on the other side. Not spotted, but Art is trying to do what he can to catch off the barrels. Instead, though, oh, counter Molotov. Vinny almost got caught in that. He went down from mid-60s in the HP to just 10. Aerial swinging and well-timed. Art still had a nade out. How does he snap back to find not only a 2nd, but a 3rd as well on Vinny? His mouse would have been all over the mat to find those 3 kills. X7 gets Yuri, and it's CORSAIR left on 9. This round going ENCE's way, surely. And that will give them now not just 3 in a row, a 4th as well. So they certainly answer the call to get at least, as I said, 9-6, maybe more than that. Money's not there for Furia, that's for certain. Although this would put them on a maximum loss bonus. No plant to go with it, but they're going to be about 4K on the high side of it with CORSAIR.
He'll try and do what he can. Financial damage, not really an issue here. It's the final round next. ENCE have done enough here. Really boosted their B site in terms of defense. Aerial of another 3-kill round. Krieg working out for him as well, it seems. Alley to close things out, and indeed, maximum loss bonus. Actually, I think it's $2,900 for Furia this round, so they will not have enough for the Kriegs, that's for sure. Mac 10 purchased by Art. Rest of them all hovering around $3,000, so be more of the same. Mac 10s, pistols, go for something quick. Try and find Alu. 3 Mac 10s, 1 Galil, 1 Deagle. ENCE have pulled this right back. It looked like it was going to be such a disastrous half for them. They were actually, I think, 6-2 down at one point. Pulled it back. They've got 4 rounds in a row here towards the end. Heavy commitment from Art. He has to run through the flames, taking so much damage, and he'll be dropped by X7. It's looking likely to be the 8-7 finish here.
CORSAIR and Yuri working in tandem together as they rotate back over to join the other 2 who are working up the bathroom. Sergey has not gone as aggressive. He wasn't that successful in the connector because of how passive everyone else around him played. And with everyone else playing that passive, he couldn't get trades or be traded from. So he's elected to stay back by the flower pot where we saw his potency in the pistol. Alu on top of the site. Ready. Finds CORSAIR, no mistake on that one. No utility in the world was saving him there because The first flash wasn't enough, and there wasn't any other. And he's going to find Yuri as well. Tag Double J not quite, but doesn't matter. He follows it up. Good round so far from Alu. Couldn't hit the harder shot above the ledge, but still it's going to be the 7th round and a half pulled back.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming from ENCE. That was actually fantastic. And Matthew, I misheard that. We're going to a break or not?
We are going to a break. I can let you know.
Perfect.
A Kit Kat break.
We'll be right back with the second half. I hope you join us.
That sign was actually pointing to Henry and I's wedding. 2616, whatever street we're on.
It was a good day. Not as magical as I'd hoped, but it was all right.
Well, you know, it's not my fault you fell walking down the aisle. Whatever it was.
We'll get into the second half, ladies and gentlemen. We couldn't be closer if we tried. We split the difference to 8-7, and ENCE, who have had their struggles in Overpass recently, had a bit of a resurgence toward the end of their CT half. They might have a say in this one. Remember, it's Train next, which will be their pick. If they can steal this map away, I would say the 2-0 is a dead-on prediction. If Furia can close this one out, though, I feel like 3 maps certainly on the cards. We will see how this one goes. Pistol round coming in now, and it will be ENCE with 4 players towards middle. Not wasting any time here at all. No utility thrown. Just straight up. Brutal aggression. Lots of footsteps from Art, but it doesn't seem to slow him down. He gets a great shot there on X7.
Does indeed. Okay, Serrato gone. Yuri as well. He was the hero in the first pistol round, but it's still 4-on-2. Okay, now that Able J's gone, I'll curb my enthusiasm, perhaps. Would need to be an ace from Art, and the bomb already ticking. He may have armor, but no kit. He's going to have to be lightning fast. A real artist.
Not going to happen. Tried his best.
Picasso's gone.
Dead now, of course. There will be the nice flank there from Art. Some good shots, but a fast commitment towards A. Bit of a read on the setup and the pistol, perhaps, from ENCE. They will go quickly towards our bank position and shut down 3 kills. Quick as you like. Art with a nice flank, as he said, but unable to deliver the round. ENCE will tie things up. 8-8 will be the full eco from Furia, just as Zeus purchased. That's in the back pocket of Art. So you'd assume this round will go in ENCE's favor, and they'll take the lead for the first time. 3-man stack. USP, not the most ideal weapon to do it with. Commonly checked. Will we flashed before?
Alu, it's taking his time to clear off the A side. They haven't really got a lot of map control at a minute and 10, but they're not being challenged too heavily against pistols. They're just making sure they don't get caught in any traps.
Indeed. So far, so good. I'll keep the bathroom smoked. Remove any vision from Art whatsoever. Making their way towards A. Just going to use that buddy system to make sure if there's any kills that come down to a pesky CZ or anything like that, they're ready to trade it out. It's the Zeus that's going to be the main problem here. That will be shut down. Nice opening kill with the MP5. $600 in the bank. 40 seconds remaining. Looks like their final commitment will be towards A. That's where the bomb is right now, but they are exploring the connector, just checking out the flanks here. 30 seconds. Still plenty of time, but probably need to consider a full commitment right now. They're heading back towards B. Oh, wow. That's where X7 resides. And he'll find the 3-man stack and clear it up, no problem.
What a gift. It's like coming around the corner on Christmas and seeing the gift you actually wanted.
Indeed, he gets 4 in total. Lots of money there. And we know the buy from Furia comes through. Problem is, a few players, or in fact 4 of them, will not have helmets. That means the SMGs here, the MP5, the MAC-10, becomes very potent indeed. You might want to throw in a quick full-on rush towards B, up towards short, see if you can take down some of those squishy heads. We'll see. Actually going to focus towards middle for now. X7 Lexi B, though, will be heading in the direction of the B bomb site. Art towards the connector. Molotov to hold off his push. Once again in position, it takes quite a lot of damage there by jumping into the flames. Considering the MAC-10 SMG is up, it could be a bit of an issue. But slowing it right down. ENCE for the lead right now. Smoking bathrooms. And trying to get that mid-control. Oh, the gap is there, Matt. That's not ideal.
It's there, but it's in an awkward position as well for Yuri. It's not like it's safe. He saw just enough, but a little too late to react, and it actually just tells Alu, I'm over here. Hi, son. LXCB will rush the site as a result. They know they've cleared the bathrooms and they want the 10th. Not only the lead, they want control of the game.
Oh, great smoke. That should be the round, in my opinion. They've got no kits yet, and they're going to save. I think they know it. Once you've lost that pick, you haven't got a kit, you've run out of utility, and that's the problem with this third round for Spy, essentially. Yes, you can get the rifles out, but then you're making so many compromises. You probably won't have a kit. You have players without helmets, and ENCE have had clean rounds before, and you can see them really not having a good time. They're going to try and save what they can. It's going to be double digits first for the Finnish side, but they're not happy with that. They want to take more players down with them if possible. They've got the money to do so. They're going to get $3,500 on top of what they have right now, so can certainly sacrifice a couple of players.
It's your spray paint on the ground there. You left it there.
What did it say?
I just at the bottle, I noticed. I know you were out spray painting this map last night, adding some color to it.
Well, you know, I thought I left those days behind me, but it never really leaves you.
Did you ever spray paint?
No, I didn't.
I was never one. I mean, I'm not that artistic when it comes to drawing and painting, so I would make the obvious spray paint.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, and
there's something in my mind which I think you have to go to.
The most skill I would possibly have with spray paint, so.
Well, there it is. It will be Furia surviving with 4, meaning they can purchase up with some more grenades this time, a couple of defuse kits, make it 3 coming through. They've got 3 FAMASs, 2 AUGs, but ENCE, they look up for this one now. Overpass has been a bit of a nuisance for them, only winning out 22% of their maps in the last 3 months. They've played it, I think, 9 times. Certainly hasn't been one of their mainstays, but Furia were hoping it would be a bit of an easier ride than this. They're actually down 2 rounds now. Okay, buy here, the FAMAS, bit of an issue. Good grenade coming through. Does a little bit of damage towards Alu. And this time, CT's a lot more aggressive towards B, as Ariel helps himself towards long, knowing there's almost no chance of there being an AWP in this position.
Struck. On the AUG, though, finally an opening for Furia to sustain. Yuri goes down to 1 HP, but his job essentially done in this round. Sergey goes up inside of the bathrooms instead. Bomb still waits out at the top of connector. Alu. Needs to absolutely find a way in which he is not traded and not compromised. And Yuri's waiting for the trade. He's playing off the information that Art will gain. Not only that, although now limited by a Molotov, you've got CORSAIR near the site. Thrown. Good read from Art. Knew when to peek, but couldn't find it instead. LXCB still goes down. Sergey's on 10. So they get a bomb plant off this, but it is all on Alu. Good position at fence, but the flank will completely hinder that as well.
Yeah.
It's extremely open.
Doesn't look good at all. Sergey presumably dropped momentarily.
I don't think he saw him.
Alu has to probably push in towards CT here. Oh my god, they're making it work. It won't be a win for ENCE, but they certainly made the round expensive. DFuse comes through, no problem on that at all. Furia managed to win out on the round after saving 4 weapons previously. They upgrade, get their grenades, and now have a couple of AKs into the mix as well. Actually, just the 1, as the AWP is purchased by CORSAIR. Will be thrown over to Art. This is the moment the round got turned on his head, though. Yuri has been such a mainstay for Furia. Fantastic with the scoped weapons. We've seen what he can do with the Krieg, and he just witnessed the power of the AUG as well, melting through 2 opponents towards long. That pretty much sealed the deal for them. Now they're on their feet. They've got a nice financial backing. Got the AWP out, and you can see Art doesn't want to slow down at all. He'll be probing towards middle, seeing if there's an opening pick available.
X7. He'll wait and see if anyone will present themselves over toward the B site.
Oh, the timing.
That, yeah, famously, right?
As soon as you look away, that's when they swing out. So now he's lost vital information on that side. As far as he's aware, that's clear. Yuri will be subbed in to hold that position, but a difficult spot to get more than one. You can see he doesn't know exactly what's going on here, and it will be Aerial, the flashbang assist from Alu to find that shot. Art still in this round though, however. He's got the AWP. He's been fantastic in this tournament. Player in front of him nails the shot. Only could see the arm as well, so he'll pull one back at least with 30 seconds remaining. It could be enough as he retreats towards the A site.
Yeah, it's not a bad shot from Art. Could have stepped wider to take the shot, but why risk giving himself up as a target as well? Gets Alu as he gets back in the site, so back to a 3-on-3. He's recovered the round. He might go for more than that. Couldn't quite connect in bathrooms. He's tagged. He's on 41. He still looks toward longs. Baited out though, Aerial. Good find, and accompanied by X7. It's just Able J left.
Good recovery. It looked like Art was going to find a couple more there. Some missed shots coming through, basing it out really nicely there. ENCE should have this one in the bag. Able J, Org, 3 versus 1. He has got a kit, but only an HE to help him out. Smoked out at the CT steps, and he'll just back off. Money is actually in a kind of compromised position at this stage after winning the last round. Lost bonus, I think, will only be a 3rd stage. So $2,400 on top of what they have now actually suggests there'll be an eco territory. ENCE will go back to a 2-round lead.
Was I mistaken? He threw away the op and grabbed the AK, so they don't want the op on the T side.
Maybe not. I didn't catch it.
Yeah, I was looking down at the stats as well. It looked like when I saw the butt end of it. Could be wrong on that. Let me know if I am on Twitter. Don't worry, you guys never cease to do so. Love you. Shout out.
This is great, though. Nice calls from ENCE.
Yeah, it was. So he did throw away the op because that was it right there.
We'll have a more mobile game, it seems. So it has to be the eco for Furia. They've got 1 Org. CZ pistol. P50 in there as well. That's about it. Nothing too flashy required here from ENCE. Just stick to the fundamentals. This is not a round you want to give up. A vital one. 4-man stack towards the B side of the map. ENCE do not want to commit to this quickly.
Okay, tries to catch them rotating around inside of B. Okay, Serato. Just the P250. Didn't see anyone when he jumped, but was not wrong in his assumption. Aerial's gonna play, as Get Right often does for the sounds. LXCB around, catches out Art. Mac 10 as well, given all the weapons they have. The AKs, the SMG gets the kill, running and gunning as it should do in this situation. Open the site with it, open the ground with it. Not a lot to lose if it's given up, and also has the mobility to get the information.
Absolutely true. Still.
Thanks, man. I did my homework.
Yeah, you obviously have done this before. Looks like ENCE will have no problem at all here. Nice presence towards A and B, causing a lot of rotations. They'll commit. Finally, get that bomb down. Hey, Serato has a Mac 10. That's pretty useless going to the next round, to be honest. They'll be buying. Do not want that weapon in the next round. So he can certainly go for a kill. See if he can get another $600 if he does find a frag. If not, an AK to upgrade. But yeah, definitely don't want to keep hold of that. Not worth saving. If he had armor, maybe.
Get down the Mac 10 anyway. Get that back. He won't make any money with it, most notably. And Kit Armor Og. I think Abel's just going to run as far as he can. Smoke may help him against Alu. In fact, it does. And X7's not going to get there, so they'll carry the 1 over on the Furia side. But 4 to go for ENCE.
Well, that means with that kill, he can drop an AWP now, at least. I'm assuming that's what will happen. AWP is dropped. Art will be the one to use it, of course. It's Vinny, after having so many great rounds on the T side. He's only got 6 and 17. They're usually so good at keeping the numbers strong across the board here. At the very top will be Serato 16, Art with 15, and for the Finns, Sergey with 20, Aerial with 18. Big round here. ENCE looking much stronger on Overpass, considering the rough start they had. Art with a full commitment. Is he there by himself with the AWP? There's only one player there, so it doesn't look too scary for him, but that does. Yuri completely flashed. Now, he cannot really unscope. He'll have to go for a no-scope here. Of course it works. because the sound cue of the scope there would have caused him to be taken down absolutely by Sergey, but somehow makes that work.
Yep. It's not bad. Knew exactly what he had to do. CORSAIR, he knows what he's got to do next because already on the site. I don't think he's aware of it. Jumping though, they spot it. Lexi be aware of it. Repositions ever so slightly. And Ariel actually gets the second. Vinny got Lexi first, but it still doesn't matter because the advantage goes to ENCE. Vinny stuck behind his own smoke, uses the dumpster to try and look toward long, and Ariel will put out a count. Oh, a nade right on top of him. I was going to say counter smoke. It was a nade. Landed inside the bassinet, but X7 gets Vinny. And that opens up the site, more importantly. No chance for Art to fire through. Tries it twice, and X7 gets him while he's boosted up on his teammate who was planted.
Huge round victory there for ENCE. Comes right down to the wire once more. 2 versus 1. A little bit the Orc could cause some damage there, but not the ideal weapon. As soon as he takes a shot, that's when they both peak. And you can see this game falling apart for them. Furia have only picked up 1 round in their CT half. It's currently 6-1 in the second hit. A timeout has been called. You can see the coach certainly not happy with what he's seeing right now. He knows the team is better than this. Their T side was decent. It's their map pick. And if it goes to train with an ENCE victory in the first map, I dare say the 2-0 is pretty much confirmed. They needed this to go in their favor. Nuke was a question mark. Train though, ENCE's best map. I don't see them giving it away. Round 23 coming in, and still we'll have to settle with pistols here. 3 of them. There is an AWP for Art. CORSAIR had to drop that, so he's fully invested. This will be do or die time. Oh, really needs to step out with that AWP. Push off towards short, actually taking no damage on the wall bang, and you can see how aggressive he's being. Investigating towards the short pipe. Nothing there though. Molotov in. And there's the first kill. Sergey will be dropped.
Art. Shot back from Alu. He'll take down Vinny. CORSAIR waits with Yuri. Just the pistols. They're hoping that someone will walk out directly in front of their CORSAIR. They might in the case of Yuri. Oh, he knows it. You can see the shadows. He's got the first. He knows there's a second. And as a result, doesn't want to overcommit for the AK. Nearly got the kill on Ariel with the CZ as well. And he's low, which means he's got to be so careful. CORSAIR went from being passive as well to having the confidence to try and take the fight, but he can't hit the shot until about the 8th peak.
Oh, that had to connect. That was a big shot. B-side is now open. Art is struggling as he overcommits to that and then some. They still had a chance in that, even though the bomb planted, and now not so much. AK in hand to CORSAIR, but only 19 HP. Able J, UMP here, as both players, well, will hold towards the bomb side. Great HE grenade, and Able J, they'll be gutted with that one. I feel like Art, he really overcommits. Once you miss that shot, you need the backup. You apply the pressure to show the presence. And he pushes through and offers himself up, and the only chance he had of winning the round in the 3-on-2, he gives it up, 14-9. ENCE might be able to do this 2-0. We will see. Money still going to be an issue here. They will get a pretty decent buy, I suppose. CORSAIR has to go to the FAMAS until they had no money in the previous round. ENCE are going to change up the pace here, maybe going for the full commitment towards B. They've got 5 players on this side of the map as they extinguish the flames towards short. They are going to go for this opening kill from Sergey, looking for that map point.
Able, only for 1, but Vinny's able to trade equally, and it stays, although on the B side open and pushed back, still stays in a situation where it was workable for a moment for Furia. X7's going to change that. Bounce smoke going up inside of the window. Art's behind them on the flank with an AWP, but that's not going to do anything to deny the bomb.
He has to save it. The only chance they've got of this game now is going for overtime. He goes for this, they'll have absolutely nothing for that next round. Their CT half has just fallen to bits.
It's 1 CT side. Yep. Furia looks amazing on the T sides. Their CTs leave a lot to be desired.
You're right, you said that coming into this one. Their CT side, we noticed it on Nuke, they couldn't close that game out. T side, certainly very interesting, but you can see if things start to fall apart for them, ENCE have just styled on them in this second half. barely dropped a thing. All they needed was the pistol victory. They got it, converted that to a 3-0, and Furia just been trailing on the cash ever since. They've not really had many full buys, maybe 2 at most in the second half so far. Art will go for some consolation frags, really overcommitting still, because that only gives up his position. If he kills one of them, Matt, it doesn't really make a difference. They've got plenty of cash here, and now he's risking the fact he could go down. It looks like he's okay, but a little bit too scary for my liking. It is going to be map points, 6 buffer rounds for ENCE here, as they look to close out the map pick of Furia. Quite early on, it was 8-7.5, and now it's 15-9. Really does paint a grim picture for the Brazilians, as they'll have to buy up what they can for masses once again. This has been the main storyline of this CT side for them. Constantly plugging holes and trying to make it work, having to throw aggression in out of necessity more than anything. 3 for masses, 1 saved orb, and the AUG. You have a kit available, but it feels like ENCE have done enough. I do not see 6 rounds in a row coming in as Furia take their potential final timeout here.
Well, whatever they discussed goes to play now. Judgment time. Able, defensive utility, and they're going to go straight through it. Third A already extinguishes, goes in. Able J finds the kill, but he's locked out behind the pillar. Utility, his detriment, and Alexi walking in from short finds him completely blinded, but Vinny dancing around, able to find the kill, and perhaps more not quite good nade from Alu.
Very good nades, 2-on-2 now. A chance to close it right here, right now. Yuri with the monster flank here. To be patient for now, just faking out the plant. Yuri will be tucking himself into the corner. Could work out from timing for decent, but Alu has just been so strong on this T side. And now they know exactly what Art is. He hasn't really been feeling it at all. And there it is. It will be 16-9. That is a steal and a half. I said Furia coming into this series, I've got them as 2-1, but they had to win Overpass. Now 2-0 actually looks pretty likely as they perform almost abysmally on that CT side. They couldn't get going at all. It's ENCE that looks fantastic.
It's a concern, and I can understand it. Younger team, newer team, looking for a breakthrough. You're trying to innovative. I'll say it the North American way.
Yep.
By coming in with the Krieg, by coming up with set plays, playing with speed, knowing what their routes are on the T side, that's fine. You can sit in a drawing board with X's and O's and come up with a T side. CT side requires communication, playing off of each other with almost intuition, and it shows that the lack of experience, if you will, is there and very prevalent, and it's costing them, because Nuke yesterday, they didn't close it out. This one, they got 1 CT-sided round.
Well, it is going to be Train next, and I really do not feel good about this one for Furia. Yes, they've turned some heads here, and they'll still be in the competition if it does go 2-0. Remember, this is a battle for the semis and the quarters, essentially.
Yes,
So it's still fine in that respect, but we'll be back after this commercial break, and we'll bring you map 2.